Alrighty, guys. Hopefully, we now have sound.
Hopefully, yeah.
I do believe now that that bar there is moving, we have sound. Jules, if we
Yeah,
do have sound,
we do.
we are at qsportslive@gmail.com.
We're good now.
Yay!
You didn't hear 5 minutes of our original conversation.
Right? We went through the whole intro.
Yeah, it was very good.
It was well worth the money paid.
That's where somebody wants a refund. You're not getting one.
Yeah. Well, you can have a refund on Zero.
We can send
I
you
don't
back
mind.
the money that
Yeah.
you didn't spend.
All right, guys. So we are back. We are live. We have sound. We are live for the finals here for the SML year-end playoffs, playing out of the Westin Hotel in Calgary, Alberta. Welcome back to it, guys. If you haven't done so already, help us out. Smash that share button. No, don't send to PayPal. PayPal, no good.
Bad joke, Bernie. Bad joke.
Yeah, too early, Bernie. Too early.
We didn't make the draw yet, Steve.
Yes, sorry.
It'll be
but
done at the end of this match.
I attempted to fix the camera.
This was the conversation they didn't hear.
That's right.
10 minutes ago.
That's right, which is why on the right-hand screen, the right-hand side of the top of the table looks droopy. I pulled the camera away from the cage where the lights are hung from. We pulled the table back where everybody is sitting at. So hopefully we don't have any earthquakes for the finals.
Thanks for sharing, Peter. So Regulators has to win twice here. They have to pull off the double dip.
Indeed.
They've been playing really good, so I wouldn't put it by them. Deadweight's been sitting for about 5 hours.
No doubt, right? Dave, how are you, sir? Long time checking in with us. Thanks for sharing all the way from the Philippines. One day we got to go do a stream out there, Ben.
Oh, absolutely.
Dave,
Nothing else, just go play.
Right? You got to find us a stream to do out in the Philippines, Dave.
And put me in, coach.
Yeah,
I'll play some.
Indeed, Mandy. We will certainly contact the winner. We'll do it live on the live stream, and then we'll contact whoever the winner is. And we wish everybody good luck. That is definitely a draw you want to be in on. And if you're not sure what I'm referring to, just because I know Larry's about to play a safe shot here, or
He's
a bank
playing
shot.
bank.
Oh, he did.
Played
so
it well.
Look at that. So real quick, it is the CSL Viewer Advantage Winnage Choice number 2. It is your choice of a Jacoby Black, the T3 Jump Break Cue, or $620 Canadian cash. If you're not in it to win it, it's definitely one you want to be in on. We will be doing that draw at the conclusion of this match.
And thank you, Barb. I am feeling slightly better than yesterday. I don't know. It's tough.
Tough action.
It was tough today and
Tough
yesterday.
action in the room. Ben's having a reaction to this newly installed carpet here at the Westin Hotel.
It can be the carpet. It could be the snow mold. We were talking about it yesterday, trying to figure out what it might be.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can
you're not the
develop-
only one, though.
You can develop allergies
You
as you get
can,
older. But yeah, I'm not
absolutely.
the only one from
From the
this
whole
tournament,
group
so.
of players, yeah. There's been a few that have got reactions to it.
This is a really nice out by Larry
Oh,
Walper on the
great
left.
finish for sure.
This is a really good way to start a final when you
Right?
can break and run your first game.
Oh, yeah.
So big.
Yeah.
So big.
Really good for the mental side of
And
the
for
game.
And for your team as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They're feeling like even if they make a mistake, you'll pick them up, right?
Yep. 10-0. Gotta love it. So
They
we
played
have,
great against us. They played
oh, no doubt.
really, really good against us. To the point where we didn't even really feel bad that we lost. Because we
Really?
didn't really have enough opportunities to change
Well, you and I were
anything
talking
that
about it
happened,
earlier,
right?
and you said you come up dry on the brakes a few
Dry
times,
a couple times,
and they took advantage.
and they broke so good, and they just ran out every open look they had. They did what they had to do to win.
That's it. And that's what you need to do, especially at this level.
You have to just run out
Yeah.
all the time. You can't
Kick the front door down.
You can't miss.
Yeah.
There's no
Take it home.
There's no safeties. You can't miss. You just have to play perfect. That's how you
That's
win
all.
these tournaments.
That is all.
That's all. Thank you, Jules.
And I think Larry just showed us a good example of that.
Absolutely, yeah. Hopefully I won't have to get used to it, Jerry. Bill, yeah, check your sound or reset your stream. Close down your Facebook or your YouTube, open it back up. Yeah, should get volume there.
Somebody's phone is going off, going crazy.
Thank you, Milo.
Jules Cook, your ticket is now in your Facebook Messenger.
So on this right-hand table, we got Mike Robinson coming up, shooting stripes. He's got a tough little layout with where the 7 is. We got one of my favorite Calgary players, Benny Lou, breaking on the left.
The Benny Lou Who.
Who doesn't love themselves a little Benny Lou? With the
I just wish I
second
had
ball.
that name.
Such a great name, right?
Right?
Ben Lou. Fantastic player, too. Benny's one of the best in the city. Yeah, try rebooting Bill. That usually will solve it. It looks like everyone else has volume. There's Joe Spence, I think, still sitting in the background there. Says Benny's got second worst break in town besides Vino Gombach, which is a mix of Vino, Mark Vinogradov, and Dan Gombach.
I still want Benny Lou's name. He can keep his break, but I want his name.
There's some really good names in pool, in Alberta pool in general. Some good pool names. I originally played on a team with a guy named Farron Power.
I remember Farron Power. He's got his own cleaning company. He's actually advertised with us.
That's an incredible name.
It sure is.
Like, if you can't go places with that name, then
Right, you're in
you're
trouble.
doing something
You're
wrong.
in trouble.
When your last name is Power, you're born for destiny.
And Milo, your ticket is now in your Facebook Messenger. You'll have to go in and accept the message.
Top 10 worst rocks, too. We got my teammates on the stream just hating it up. Still a little sour, maybe.
They sound a little sour. But you know what? Suck it up, boys. That'll just give you the fire in the belly for the next one.
To be honest, it's great for the game.
It is good for the game.
It
It
is
shows,
great
you
for
know
the
what, I've
game.
been saying it all day. You guys showed that you're human.
You know what?
You
It
don't
also,
always win. You don't always run every rack.
and you know what it also showed was heart on the other team's
Absolutely,
part
you bet.
to beat us like that.
Yeah.
They dug in. They
Yeah,
came
they
to
took the
play.
boots.
They didn't just come in thinking we can't beat these guys. They're too good.
Yeah.
They came in thinking if we play good, we'll win.
Yep.
And they did. And they fought hard, and they deserved to win.
You bet. And I love to see that kind of play.
That's what the game's all about.
Yeah. Cody, if you're in Canada, $20 per advantage pack. And you can email transfer that if you're in Canada to qsportslive@gmail.com. If you are outside of Canada, you'll have to donate it on our GoFundMe page, GoFundMe/QSportsLive. That'll get you in it to win it.
trust me, Bernie, we were never thinking that. That's never something that crosses our mind. We know we're favored in a lot of tournaments, but we've also played long enough to know that it's a very volatile game. And you can't win all the time. Doesn't matter how good you play. And if you did win all the time, who else would play?
I kind of got a little bit of a look into the inner workings of the Jet Setters, being the honorary inductee for 3/4 of a day, and
one of the biggest days of the year,
right?
Not just a day.
Yeah,
that was one of the most important tournaments of the year for us.
Well, it really gave me the insight into how the mind works in your guys' mindset, and there's never a give up. There's never a, oh, you should have done this, you should have shot that. If you miss, you miss. Your team is there for you. And when you have that kind of chemistry, when you have that kind of support, now I understand more so why you win the number of tournaments that you guys do.
It's not just about how good we play.
Look at Jackson go.
And
look at him go.
Mikey with a 10-5 win.
He is just bringing it from all over the table. Let's see if he can make it one more TV shot. The bank for the game win. But I got to say that it was a complete honor on my part, and something I'm not going to forget about soon was playing on the Jet Setters in Niagara Falls.
Well, and trust me, we won't forget that you played either. That'll be something we will always remember, that you saved us there.
I don't know if I quite saved you, man.
We're in big trouble if they don't let you play too, right?
Yeah.
And we might well play the rest of that tournament with 4 players.
Yeah.
And take the 1 loss every round.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know.
I know it's harder to look at from your side of it.
It is.
From our side of it, definitely you saved us there.
Well, I can tell you, and you and I have had this conversation before, when I finished that pie in the face challenge, I was kind of mindset on the fact that I was done playing and I could put my cues away, get onto the live stream and do some commentating. And
no, you just have to play on the best team in North America. Try to save us from going 2-0.
Talk about jumping into the deep end of the pool and sink or swim. Not that I think I played extremely well. I don't think I played bad.
You played good. You played good.
I just
played
play great.
Okay.
I didn't play great, for sure.
You didn't play bad.
Yeah,
you played
I was
good.
And that's somewhere in the middle.
We needed somebody to play good, because otherwise we have nobody playing.
Yeah, yeah.
So good is better than bad.
Well, I played
better than nobody.
I'll say this: I played good against the machine. I played good against the corner bank.
You played great against machine. You played good against corner bank.
Yes.
Against machine, you played awesome.
Yeah, I did play good there. But I found that the deeper we went into that draw, the more pressure was applied.
Of course, because now we know we're getting closer to what we came for, right?
And for me, that's probably the most pressure I've ever felt anywhere in anything.
It has to be.
To be related to pool.
It has to be. And it was for me the first time I played with those guys, too.
Yeah, of course.
And they threw me in the deep end when they said they needed somebody for VNEA.
Yeah.
Don't make any plans for VNEA. We need somebody. We need you to play.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is going to be a little bit tough, knowing that I have to perform. This is my chance to show what I got, right?
That's right. So it's definitely something I'll never forget.
Yeah, that's a once in a lifetime experience for sure. And not everyone gets that.
Players
play their whole life and don't get that. Right?
Yeah. And like I said, it's kudos to you guys, to your team.
You were the first one we thought of, too. Because we knew you were there. We knew you didn't have any commitments. But not only that, we knew you can hold a cue, right? And you're not going to just dog it under the pressure. And,
no.
Right?
Well, at least I tried
you're
not
come to play, right?
I definitely made my effort to not dog.
Awesome,
but
Terry.
I will say if it happens again, I'm a little more mentally prepared for it. Because I just, that day, If you would have asked me even 10 minutes before you came up to me and talked to me, I'd have said no way. Like, I just get to sit back and be on the mic. But it was some pretty intense pressure.
Fun. This is the final, Carol. What's happening? Randy, Terry, welcome everyone.
Indeed.
If you didn't hear already, we are at the SML year-end league playoffs at the Westin Hotel by the Calgary Airport in Alberta, Canada.
Gotta love it. This is the big action, guys. Help us out. Smash that share button. Let's get these guys the viewers that they deserve.
Oh, we're watching the best two teams in the entire league right now. There's 8 divisions of teams in this league, about 160 teams, I think, total.
Yeah,
And
it has been
these are the
really
best
long
two.
weekend. You got it.
When it comes down to this tournament and who played the best, these are the best two. This doesn't get much better than this.
Not at all. Cody, your ticket is now in your Facebook Messenger. You'll have to go in and accept that.
This will be the final streamed match of the night, I believe. They're playing the final of the A1 on another table. So
Benny Lou with a 10-7 win.
it's for dead weight, I believe.
I do believe it is a true double dip lane. So if regulators win this match, we will be going double dip time. And one more time, guys, CSL Viewer Advantage Winner's Choice number 2, $20 per Advantage pack. We will be doing this draw at the conclusion of the first match, whether it's a double dip or not. So it is the final chance to get in it to win it. It is your choice, Jacoby Black, the T3 jump break cue, or $620 Canadian cash. If you want in and you're within Canada, qsportslive@gmail.com is the address to send it to. If you're outside of Canada, it'll be a $20 donation per package that you'd like. That is on GoFundMe/qsportslive. We will do that draw at the conclusion of this match, and somebody's going to be a happy camper.
Well, there's some really good choices there.
There's some amazing choices.
I
You
wish I
can't
could get in on the draw.
Right? You can't get better than the Jacoby Black or choice of T3.
Oh,
Right?
it's just the best. The best. $20, really? You could win one of those?
Right? Who does that? Those guys over at Q Sports Live do that.
It's good value. Welcome, Dominic from Newfoundland again.
And Peter, it is a really good venue. I think I'll give props to my own wife. She is the lead coordinator for Southern Music. She has done a heck of a job in running the league this year. Not only running the league, but with finding this event, putting everything together. Steph, you have done an amazing job.
She put a lot of work into this. There are 160 teams. I don't know if you guys understand how tough that is.
It's insane.
And
She's done an amazing job.
The league runs from September to April.
Yeah. It is a big commitment.
And she's getting like 20 phone calls a day.
Oh, more than that.
Plus.
More than that.
From
on top of the phone calls, she's got email transfers, money to track.
There's so much work that goes into this.
Yeah. It is very true.
And she's had an ear-to-ear grin since Thursday. She's
Absolutely
loving what it all came together as at the end. Right?
Well, and that was her goal, right? And I don't know whether you saw her or not, but after the last match, between that and the start of this match, she was over here cleaning the tables, wiping them down.
I said we should have had it on video.
Absolutely. Where else do you find a league coordinator that has ever done that?
It's never happened.
Getting it all prepped up for the finals. So definitely, guys, kudos to her. She has done amazing. Yeah, she's got SML now on to CompuSport, email transfer payments. Like, she's done an amazing job. And I'm not just saying that because she's my wife. If anything, I'd be harder on her because she's my wife.
Yeah.
I have a level of expectation.
Well, she has killed it this weekend.
Yeah,
It's
she
been
really has.
amazing. It's been really good. All the players are happy. I haven't heard one person say they didn't like the setup in here.
Yeah.
And the way the tournament ran, it was just perfect.
A flawless victory. We also have to give a shout out
Flawless
to
victory.
Lance Bromeland. Came in from BC to help Steph with her first time running it on CompuSport. So definitely a big shout out to Lance Bromeland. All of our regular Q Sports Live viewers, you'll kind of recognize his name. He does go live under Q Sports Live in BC. So yeah, she's done an amazing job. Lance, same thing, come in, helped out Steph to run everything. So a big kudos to him. Oh, great shot from Larry there. Picked that 11 out really nicely. But does it go? Does he have enough?
He's got the combo here.
Does he have enough?
Well, he's playing low ball.
He's playing low ball, yeah. He picked the 11 out of there.
Oh, okay, out of the way of the 4. He's just trying to figure out if they need a ref. I don't think so. Because if the 9 moves at all, then
Yeah,
it's
9
a foul.
moves, it's a foul. If they do need a ref, I'm sitting right here.
These guys know each other so well. They're not. Neither one of them would ever cheat.
No.
I know that 100% sure.
Yeah. These are typically the matches that I don't get called to. And if I do, I better know my stuff.
Often I don't call against players of this caliber because not a lot of them are out there to try to make a bad call against themselves. Or
It is very, very, very true.
they're all pretty stand-up guys is
Yeah.
what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
10-4 win for Derek there. Dead weight.
I have to go ref a shot. I will be right back.
Flash up a quick ad a couple times in between frames here. JB cases, guys. Check them out online. All kinds of cool designs, everything custom. You get in contact with us. We can figure out a deal for you on depending on what you want to order. That's awesome, Barb. We're super proud of her, too. It should be noted, this league ran awesome when Barb ran it as well. For all you viewers out there that were unaware, Barb was league operator for a number of years.
A legend.
And honestly, an SML Calgary legend for sure.
I believe inducted into the Hall of Fame.
I grew up playing SML League, and Barb was like one of my favorite people.
Absolutely.
She just did such a great job. Always try to make sure the players got what they deserved. Took care of us in Vegas, and just one of the best league operators of all time.
Absolutely. I've known Barb for a very, very long time. I've been reffing for Southern Music for 16 years. And it was Barb that actually got me into reffing.
Yeah, you were through the Barb glory days.
I was, yeah.
I'm sure everyone would agree with you, Kenneth. Barb did a fantastic job.
She did an amazing job. And let it be known, still supports SML and playing in it.
Massively.
Yeah.
And CSL,
Yes.
of course.
Of course.
But she's a big fan of mine as well as a player, which is nice to see. Because all the fans out there help a lot. Give you a little extra dig in, know that they're watching and cheering you on, right? Lots of playoff tournament memories.
I'll tell you, Barb and I have had some unbelievable laughs in playoffs to the point that we were both literally crying from laughter.
Oh, what's Larry done here?
He missed.
He's got himself in big trouble. I don't think this 5 cuts in, and there's really no way to get from the 7 to the 5. You'd have to hit the 7 with like a hair of inside English in order to avoid the 3 stripes down there.
Oh, you bet, Kenneth. Would wholeheartedly agree. On top of that, if you think this year was good, wait till next year. Steph was saying from day 1 in playoffs, now that she's seen the room, how it's set up, and so on and so forth, she's already working on thoughts for next year. She doesn't waste a minute.
She's been tossing around ideas with me the last 4 days. It's really fun to see the enthusiasm. She really cares about the game. It's not just a job, right?
That's right. Well, and she cares about the players. She really, really puts her heart into what she's doing, and you can tell.
Thank you, Barb. Yeah, those damn kids.
Right?
They play so good, too.
Who was I talking about? Was it with I think it was actually with Steve Wilton last night. And I said, you know, Steve, I look around the room and I see everybody that we kind of grew up playing with, and we've now become the old crowd in the room. We've been around for a really, really long time at Southern Music.
It's funny because I've heard a couple times this weekend that, oh, it's the kids, it's the regulators, the kids, and I'm thinking, Joe and Steven are younger than I am. I'm only 29. So wait a minute. Like, these guys are older than we are, but they're still known as the kids, right?
Yes.
It's just been an SML league thing.
It has been for a long time.
That they're the kids.
Yeah.
And they're all great friends of mine, too. Actually, both of these teams, I consider all the players great friends.
Yeah. And that's kind of the camaraderie of pool and what it does. This is why we love the game.
The Calgary pool scene is amazing.
I'm
watching 6 guys on each team, so 12 guys play this match. I don't know who to cheer for.
Yeah.
I could never decide who I want to win this match. It's just impossible. They're all great people, good friends.
I was just going to say, too, it's good to see Bill Thompson back in action. And
Billy's been playing so good lately, too. He's just
wealth of knowledge.
It is the knowledge against the kids here. It's kind of fun to watch.
It really is.
We got Benny Lou playing on Billy Thompson's team.
It's crazy. Like, I remember Jeff Cannon back in the day, right? We were both just kind of coming in at the same time and both didn't know which end of the queue to hold when we were first starting.
Just a kid, right?
Yeah. And now look at everybody, right? We're kind of playing up and doing our thing. And I love it. That's what I love about it. And you know, I got to say, last year was going to be my last year as head ref for SML. And that would have put me at 15 years. And I figured I was good there. I could hang up my ref jersey and be okay. And then when Steph took over, she didn't really give me the option or the choice to hang it up. So I put it on again. And you know what? I'm glad I did.
I'm glad you did, too.
Yeah.
You do a bang-up job.
You know what? It's a long grind. It's a lot of hours.
Not easy to do.
It's very, very thankless to be the ref because somebody is always not happy when you walk away from the table. But here I am. Yeah, you know what, Barb? Yeah, now that I'm at 16, I may as well hit 20.
Oh, you're never bailing on this. You're locked in for life now.
Yeah, I kind of am. If I wasn't part of the woodwork before, I certainly am now.
Yeah, nicely controlled out on the left for sure.
Indeed.
Billy Thompson.
Yeah.
This is going to be some really good pool. So you might not hear us talk too much about the runouts and the play-by-play because it's just speaks for itself. These guys,
they're wow.
they know what to do. So just try to watch and enjoy it. Maybe learn something from it because they got a lot to show.
Take notes. This is how it's done.
Well, they're all very smart players. Seldom will you see them try a shot that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Or
they'd have to be
play a shot when they should play a
jail or
safe.
trouble in order for that to happen.
So they always make really good decisions. Like you'll see Sean Yee on the right-hand table taking time to figure this shot out. He's not just going to get up and try to run 3 or 4 balls.
Yeah, and it's not about, well, does the 11 go, right? The 11 is a tough enough shot, but where do you want to end up after that?
And it's can you run the rest of the balls? If not, then you maybe want to miss right there.
Absolutely.
And play a little safe or a two-way shot.
Yeah,
but
you bet.
There's no point making the 11 if you're not sure you can run out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he did hit the 4 on the way through.
And I think that kind of played into his mind was he wasn't 100% sure if that ball went and if he could get good position, right?
Yeah. If anything, you want to miss that on the other side. You don't want to try and skin it in.
Yeah, because you can cover the hole if
you're going to hit
the
the
horn.
and take the pocket.
Pretty much, David, you nailed it.
Yeah, that is pretty much my life sentence at this point.
Life sentence, yeah.
Not like I haven't had a life sentence. When Barb was here, she really didn't give me much of a choice either.
Well, you're good at what you do, so I wouldn't let you run away either.
Well, you know, after 16 years of doing this, there's situations that come up, and after 16 years, I just know how to deal with it. Where some of the perhaps new blood coming in wouldn't quite understand, wouldn't quite know it, and to get somebody that has that knowledge and has that ability to kind of take over my spot, obviously that's what I'd love to have, and be able to just sit behind the podium, and if there's something difficult, great. If not, I don't have to really worry about it too much. But
if only it was that easy.
If only it was that easy. But this is why in Edmonton, when that ref got called out for kind of, we'll call it the incident in there, I defended the ref. And I said, look, he made a bad call. Refs are human. We do those. But I don't believe that he should have been crucified, sacrificed the way that he was, because our sport needs more people that are willing to put themselves in a position to make a bad shot or make a bad call.
Bad call, yeah.
Not less. And to sacrifice him the way that people did, I didn't feel right about that.
I totally agree.
Right, and he was a long-time ref. He had just as much experience as I did, 16 years. And unfortunately got a little distracted on watching the replay. Didn't quite see it and made a bad call. And that happens. That's part of being human.
So we got Colin Greenlee on the left.
Hit that just a touch.
Nephew of a Calgary legend.
Yeah, you bet.
Al Greenlee. You guys may have heard of him.
The original machine.
The original green machine.
The original green machine.
The Greenlees.
Yes.
They were the green machine, then they shortened it to the machine.
That's right.
Colin's
Las Vegas legends.
Colin's a really, really good player. If he put in the kind of time that Steven, Joe, Eric, and I put in, he's right there with us.
Yeah, I agree.
Born to play pool, this boy.
under threat of things I can't say on the stream, indeed. But I do appreciate the compliment, Barb. I've put in a lot of time reffing. And it's not just, you know, putting in a couple hours every 16 years. I'm here from start to finish, from 8 o'clock in the morning until we finish at night, sometimes 12, 1, 2, 3 in the morning.
It's a little bit of a tough shot for Colin here on the left. He really has to control this cue ball. I think he needs to run into the 4. He needs to cut this in the side and run into the 4, and then he can shoot the 8 in the opposite side. What do you do here, Grant? Do you try to miss the 4 and go 2 rails and shoot the 8 in the right-hand side or the bottom right?
Yeah, I don't know if you can feather it that soft though,
To
especially on a
avoid the
back
4.
cut to avoid the 4.
So I think you go into the 4, right?
Look out.
I
He goes
think
past it.
I think he
but
still has enough here.
I don't know if he's got enough. I think he might be jumping here.
Oh, I don't know about the jump. You almost have to land on top of it.
I don't think he can see it.
He doesn't have a bank. He can see half. You can see about a quarter, maybe half of the ball, but there's no bank. The 6 is in the way.
I actually kind of think on that shot there, I might have tried to power and draw in to that 5-7.
The 5 or the 7. That was my original thought.
Yeah.
But then when I looked at the angle, I thought maybe he could roll into the 4, which is what he tried to do.
And I think the angle cut was too much. And
He
the
just-
back cut,
I
like
think
that,
he
you're putting
misjudged.
more power
Yeah.
in than what you think you are because of the back cut. I
I
think
think-
probably would have drew and tried to get into that 5-7.
I think he misjudged the cut,
I
the
do
angle
too.
on the cut.
Yeah, I do too.
Which a lot of times you could get down looking at it thinking, okay, I'll draw into the 5-7.
Mm-hmm.
But then you realize that's not a good option, so you think I'll just roll into the 4.
Yeah.
But your mind is still telling you with the power that you were going to draw into the 5-7, this is where the cue ball will go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't realize when floating it, the angle is going to change a ton, right?
Absolutely. And especially when you're back cutting.
Changes everything. We didn't miss a score there.
We did. Mike Robinson runs out on Sean Yee.
So it would have been regulators with 10 more.
Oh yeah, Barb, I remember those days, man. Wow. When SML was big and had 400 teams. And
Before my time.
Yeah, there was, you know what, I'm going to be honest, there were times where we couldn't get any refs in, and I'd be the only ref running the entire room. And I was back and forth and all over the place. It was insanity, but those are the days, Barb, where at the end of the day, I'm absolutely gobsmacked tired. But those were the days that we laughed the hardest.
All right, I'm going to go do a quick score check because I can't stand having the score wrong.
Yeah.
But I'll run to the washroom quick while I'm gone, too, so I'll leave you
Absolutely.
guys with Grant for a minute.
I can handle it. I got you. But yeah, those days were some of the best memories I have being a ref were back in those days. Now I'm just too old and cantankerous to laugh that hard. But a lot of good memories, Barb, and I can thank you for that. You pushed me into places that I never thought I would ever be in. Yeah, thanks, Ken. It was some really good memories for sure. That is definitely one of my fondest memories, Barb, is the dollar store for sure. I can't say it how I normally do, but you get what I'm saying. That was those were some really, really good memories. That's what made me laugh the hardest, was at the end of the night, and we'd just be both just gobsmacked tired. And that's where the dance in me came in, and oh yeah, just a ton of fun. What's SML? Southern Music Limited. They are based in Calgary, Alberta. Yeah, yeah, me too. Yeah, Barb was always good to me, right from the first day that I met Barb. She was always good to me. We always got treated well, and we became really good friends. And to this day, we are still good friends. One of my longest standing friends, I might add. Absolutely, Barb. I actually remember all the way back to the soccer center days. I don't know. Sorry, guys, I just had a waiter come over and put free food in front of my face. So, me being the opportunistic type of fella that I am, I had to get my hands on a couple of hot dogs. Oh, yeah, Greg. Back in the soccer center days. And you know what? To this day, I'll always remember the feeling of what it was like to play in the soccer center. It was so big, and there were queue vendors and tip repair guys and the fastest break contest and just all kinds of things going on back in the soccer center days. Yeah, and that's what my heart longs for, is to get pool back to that point. Make pool great again, right? We'll steal the slogan from Mr. Trump. But some of my fondest memories are from back in those days. And so if you guys are just tuning in here, guys, you'll notice we're not doing a whole lot of play-by-play on commentary on what shots next and how to do it. Uh, these guys all know how to wield a cue and sit back, relax, enjoy, and just watch some really good pool. Speed pool, yeah. I remember all that stuff from back in the day, and I think that's what's missing in pool today. You know, you get a little bit of that when you go to Vegas, but back in those days, it wasn't that. It was the leagues that were doing it, and I think it's one of the elements I think that's missing. And I know Steph feels the same way. So you're probably going to see some of that stuff coming back, rearing its head again here in the Southern Music League. Oh, nice shot from Mr. Hampton there. Well done. Yeah, in 2003 was the soccer center. Yeah. Can you believe that? Yeah. Well, the Olympic Oval was one of the big ones that we had at the Olympic Oval was when SML put on the big money added 9-ball event, and we had Alex Pagulayan come in. We had, um, oh, come on, Barb, help me out. We had a bunch of the pros come in, and it was funny because when Alex Pagulayan tried to get in, you couldn't be underage to get into the Oval because of the liquor being served. And they carded him. They carded Alex Pagulayan. They weren't going to let him in. Oh yeah, Earl Strickland was there. Yeah, it was amazing to see. And I remember that. I remember that moment specifically where they weren't going to let Alex Pagulayan in. And he was the one that was kind of featured on the poster. And so he kind of said, "Well, you see that guy on the poster? That's me." Yeah, Johnny Archer. Yeah. Yeah, it was Gary the Draw has not been done. We will do that at the end of this match, regardless of whether it is a double dip or not. So I'll throw it up here once again, guys. It is the last chance to get in it to win it. If you want in, $20 per advantage pack. You'll have your choice as the winner of the Jacoby Black, the T3 Jump Brake Cue, or $620 in cash. Canadian cash, that is. If you do want in it to win it, qsportslive@gmail.com. If you're in Canada, outside of Canada, make a donation on the GoFundMe page, which is GoFundMe/QSportsLive. Yeah, such good times back in those days. And really, those, again, right, some of the memories I have from back in the day, and amazing times. Right, that's to me, that's when pool felt alive and robust. But really, really good times. And I was reffing back in those days. That's how long that's been. It's crazy. Oh, some amazing tournaments. Amazing tournaments, right? You think back to the original, to the Green Machine and going to Vegas. And I remember coming up kind of through the ranks. I started in the lowest division. I started in B3, then B2, B1, A3, A2, A1, worked up to Masters, played a couple of years in the elite division. And I remember the draw when I was coming up through the ranks was always to go watch the Masters, right? I always wanted to be there. I wanted to be in the action, which is probably why I ref the way that I do now. That final did take about 4 hours. That was craziness. Yeah, Shane Van Boning showed up. Yeah. Hey, sounds good, David. We'll inform the winner who they are, and we'll probably post it on the Q Sports Live page if you're not here for the live draw. And then from there, you guys can let us know which of the three you wanna take. Yeah, there weren't many of us left in the stands for sure. Hey, James, if you knew me, you know how fitting that statement is. I don't know how I have to be beyond crazy to ref for 16 years. Sounds good, Mylan. I'll get that to you as soon as I can. Sounds good, John. I will also get that to you. But yeah, man, some really, really good times, good memories. I appreciate this, kind of walking down memory lane. Yeah, of course. That's right. That's right. And I love it. I absolutely love it. It's been amazing. Been some good times, without a doubt. Billy Thompson, nice shot there. Why, you think you're better than me? Do you remember Wednesday night 9-ball tournament at the Great White? Of course, Jason. Of course I remember all that at the Great White. I was actually trying to work with, oh gosh, what's his name now? Owner of Great White was Paul, that's right. I was actually trying to work with Paul to create the VIP upstairs. I was the guy. Yeah, you bet. I was that guy trying to create the VIP upstairs. Yeah, we don't want to mention what happened there, that's for sure. Billy Thompson with a run out. Billy Thompson is on dead weight. Was it a 10-0? I actually remember back in Great White days um, when, oh, what's his name now? I'm having such a hard time with my memory. My days are too long. Paul Hansen, that's right. But it wasn't Paul. It was Tyler Eady. And I remember Tyler coming up through the ranks, and then he was very young back then. And I remember the day. Yeah, I remember the day that he decided, okay, I'm gonna really put some time and effort into the game and become a really great player and go out and try to run on the pro tour and 10-1. I don't even know if the score is correct, guys. Yeah, if you can give me an update, that'd be great. We'll get a check on the score to make sure I'm correct. But yeah, lots and lots of good memories, and these are the things I think that build our pool community here in Calgary, and I think this is why we are such a strong community. Is we've all played in all of these leagues and tournaments and pool rooms around the city for so long, and we all know each other extremely well. We're all very close. 72-66. Well, I wasn't too bad there. Not too bad for commentating, doing tickets, keeping track of score. Not bad at all, right? Don't worry about the score. Keep talking. Yeah, for sure. You know me, guys. I talk so much into this microphone that thing's going to start talking back to me. When it starts talking back, I'm definitely in trouble. Tyler got sharked by Earl Strickland for sure. Yeah, so many good memories. And we are like a family. There are times that, we end up fighting and getting on each other's nerves and all the kinds of things that you find in a normal family, but it's kind of to be expected when you're around the same people for so long. But at the end of the day, we get to see the community kind of come together when times are tough, and I think Barry Huey was a prime example of that. Absolute grandfather of our pool scene here in Calgary, and when it came time and push come to shove, we came together as a community, and I'll never forget it. And he won't be forgotten, not in this community. Hey, much appreciated, Lee. I'll get those to you as fast as I can. Bernie does still make cues. Indeed, he does. I don't know if he plays much anymore, but yeah, he was definitely very well known for his play, which for a guy that stands 6'6" and is probably 320 pounds, and I'll tell you what, he held a mean cue. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He knew how to hold a cue without a doubt. Wow. Wow. Who does that? Who shoots like that? Jackson Clifford shoots like that. That's how you bring a shot on the live stream, guys. That's how it's done. Absolutely unbelievable. You Hit the window and strokes like a champ. You know it. It was Dirty Rubs that put him out. It was actually the Regulators that beat Barry's team on the A side, and then Dirty Rubs that put them out on the B side. But yeah, what a stream this is. I'll tell you what. Guys, thank you. There's 160 people on watching right now, and I gotta say, thanks for all the memories. It's been a blast going down memory lane. There's not too many streams that I can go on to that, you know, we don't even have to give play-by-play action because the pool's so good, and we can just take a walk down memory lane. It's been awesome.
I'm having a lot of fun too, just watching this.
Yeah. So for the 160 people that are on, thank you very much, guys. This is, to me, this is what makes everything worth it. All the long hours, the reffing for 16 years, everything we do with Q Sports Live. It's, I didn't.
I'll score check quick.
Yeah. This is what makes everything worth it. 10-0, 82. And you know what? I look forward to many, many more memories to come. We're just getting started. How many people can say that after 16 years and have all those memories, and we're just getting started? Oh, we're going to make it bigger, without a doubt. It's been a blast, guys, and you know what? I really do look forward to everything that we got coming down the line with Q Sports Live, and this will be a continual show for me because my wife runs it. So I've got a now life sentence into Southern music that I won't be able to get out of anytime soon. So it has been a ride, let me tell you. It's been a really good time. Hey, it wasn't too bad there. Not too bad. Commentating, keeping track of score, and writing tickets. And how many points was I off by? 1?
1 point.
Sweet.
You're killing it, buddy. Killing it.
Now you know that's all I'm going to talk about, Colin. I'm going to talk about his hair now. Always.
I was going to talk about the beard. Okay, I'll talk about the beard, but not the hair.
Now you're getting it on the live stream, Colin. No. All those little curly, wavy locks you got going on there, the scruffy look. I'm live right now. We are streaming live, Colin, right now. You've got 160 people listening. No haircut in sight. So with that being said, guys, now that Ben's back, I'm going to take a quick break myself, and I will be right back here in about 5 minutes. I'll leave you in the capable hands of Mr. Francis.
Colin was just telling us, even if they win the tournament, he's still not getting a haircut. This is a very tough jump Corey's attempting here. Got over the ball, hit it. That is a really good effort. Really good effort by Corey Livermore there. Colin is adorable, says Barb. Hopefully Colin goes back and watches that. Reads the comments. I'm sure he'd get a kick out of that, Barb. Nephew of a legend, in case you guys didn't hear us before. Colin Greenlee. Really good shot by Benny Lou there. He can cut this 8 in the side. He's shaking his head like he's not too happy about it, but I don't see him having a problem cutting this in. He'll over thin it, which will make the cue ball avoid the scratch. Just like that. So that's a 10-6 for dead weight. Makes it 89 to 76. Regulators are looking at forcing a second set here. I'll throw up a couple quick ads in between racks. Mike Burton home team. You may have seen Mike and Mike playing on the stream earlier today. Their team played. They had a really close match with the girls team. Dirty Rubs, I believe, was the girls' team name against Mike Burton's team, Team Spain, Hola. These guys are big supporters of pool, longtime players, great people. If you're looking at buying, selling, or getting a mortgage, they're the people to get a hold of. You can look them up on Facebook or send us a message and we'll give you their contact info. So we got Benny Lou breaking on the right-hand table. One of the players in Calgary that's definitely helped me along my way a ton. Showed me a lot. Always been very friendly, very supportive of up-and-coming players. We'll see how he hits this second ball break here. Crushed it. How good did he hit that second ball? That's one of the better ones I've seen him hit the whole weekend. He crushed it. He hit it really good. That speed, I think, was the key there. He hit it with a really good speed.
More control actually this way, right?
Well, and with the cue ball middle table, he's in prime position. You can't ask for better, yeah. And Colin Greenlee at the left-hand table was talking about his hair. He says even if they win this event, he's still not getting a haircut. I think maybe he needs to talk to Norm Doucette. Norm is a barber. He says he's still not going to shave or get his haircut. He's working on a grade out here on stripes. Just needs to play one good shape shot here, I think. Thanks, Tracy. Got that right, Kenneth. And yeah, Tracy, Uncle Ben. He's the man, Benny Lou. One of the best players to ever come out of Calgary. Good snooker player, good 9-ball, 8-ball, 10-ball player. He does it all. Does it well. Fierce competitor with a big heart, this Benny Lou. If I could pick apart his game, it would be determination that makes him win a lot. Oh, there you go. Probably Vino remembers some of those guys sitting beside me. Bill, Ron, Tacoma, Surfer Rod, Little Leo. I've heard a lot of those stories in my day, but Vino lived through those stories. Surfer Rod. That's one of the names that sticks out. So Collins got himself a good shot on this 14. Probably just play a stop shot. The 8 ball is super available. There's no reason he doesn't get out here. Good angle, shoot this 12 in the same pocket as the 15 that he's about to shoot right now. Vino says Edwin put Surfer into retirement. Very good. That would probably be where I heard the stories of Surfer Rod, was when Edwin played him. You're right, Kenneth. Amazing snooker player, all under the umbrella of Dan Scullion. Dan the man taught a lot of players how to play this game well and play snooker well, including Benny Lou grew up around Danny. Look at this shot by Colin Greenlee. Very nice control, super great out. Good evening, Mr. Kwan. That's a 10-0 for Colin Greenlee. That's a big one. Those are big outs. Right in the middle of the match is when you really got to turn it up. All of a sudden, it's a 3-point match with dead weight at the table on the right. Benny Lou shooting the 13. Try to shape up the 14. He's hit it to absolute perfection. That's the Edwin, Jason, the one and only. One of the best, if not the best player to ever come out of Alberta, Edwin Montal. Still a wizard, but more so at the poker table now than the pool table. Benny Lou with the draw shot. That's absolutely perfect. He came up a little short, but he can run into the 1. We'll stop the cue ball to get him on the 8 in the left-hand side for a 10-1 win. Another big win. And he hits it absolutely perfect. Expect to see a little fire out of him after that one. Oh, and a little fist bump as expected. Another great out. I would expect these guys to run a lot of racks in this match. Larry Walper on the table on the left. Gonna try to run out these low balls, which all look pretty good.
Fuck, are you kidding me right now? You're talking to the wrong guy about breaking.
Great job by Uncle Ben there. Absolutely. And that's awesome to hear, Tracy. Jason, yeah, Edwin's taught us all a lot. Trust me, we've all learned a lot from Edwin being around. It's been a pleasure to grow up battling with him. Some of my biggest tournament wins I've had to go through Edwin. And it's made me a much better player over time. Biggest gambler, Gary wants to know. Could be Vino. Gary Spence wants to know who's the biggest gambler. It could be the Vino bot sitting beside me. I'm going to let Vino answer that question. It may have been Edwin back in the day. Edwin probably played for more money than everyone else combined. And probably still is, yeah. Larry's got a good look at this 3 ball, but shape is not given. He needs to spin around to get on the deuce, which he's hit the 50-yard line here. He's going to have to shoot the 5 first. He's going to have to shoot the 5 and go into the 9. And this is kind of going to combine to make the 8 tougher. And that's all assuming the 5 passes the 14, which is the stripe on the bottom left of your screen. I think it does, but it's very, very close. If not, he can cut the 2 in the side. It's super thin. Or he possibly could back cut the 5 in the bottom right, which is maybe what he's looking at now. Yeah, it's not Eric, Kenneth, but Eric does like to mix it up. You got that right. But Edwin probably takes the cheese with, you know, 30K in and out per night. Awesome to hear, Kenneth. We love these old stories. Even Grant left 5 or 10 minutes ago and we were talking about old stories. We're still talking about it.
I love it. I love it. Because you know what? What other stream do you get to do where you really don't have to commentate on the pool because it's really good?
It's been nice to have Vino sitting beside me too, who actually has heard a lot of these stories firsthand.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's seen them firsthand.
Everything that I've brought up, and I've been in this league a long time. Everything I've brought up, Mark already knew. Yeah, from the soccer center days and.
I've been somewhat talking about a handful of shots, but in particular Larry's run out here, and he's played a couple of good shots, but he got really funny on the 2 and the 5.
You don't like the? Oh, does the 5
I don't think the 5. Derek was kind of listening in, which is who he's playing against, and Derek said the 5 didn't pass that ball on the
14.
bottom left of your screen, the 14. So that's why he tried to cut the 2.
Gotcha.
Really, it's from here. It doesn't. There's not much to say about the back door here, which is where you'll hear us talk about other stuff.
Absolutely.
Because
this has been one of the most enjoyable streams. Was this one right here?
It's so easy to commentate on these guys.
And you know what? It's the reminiscing and going back, and I think I said it when you were outside. Is part of what I think is missing in pool is back in the old soccer center days when we had, you know, multiple queue vendors and queue repair guys and queue cleaners.
It looked like a Vegas event.
It totally
It looked
did.
like the Vegas event by
the league
SML.
operators. Right now, I'll say this as well, kind of one of the negative sides of where I think pool's at right now. When you look at our league fees back in the day, they were around $18.
The same.
It is the same money today going in. And this is one of the contentions that I have when people say there's no money in pool. Of course there's no money. We haven't raised our league fees in the same manner of which everything else has gone up. And in my opinion, the $20 league fees we're paying today should go to $40. Now, if we all pay $40 a week in league fees, imagine the money in pool. And I know it's tough. Believe me, guys. I understand everybody's on a budget and so on and so forth. But that's where the money is. You can't get money out if you don't put money in.
Inflation has 10 times.
Of course.
SML started in 1956, I believe.
Yes. Can you imagine the inflation that they've seen?
So in, what is that, 63 years?
Yeah.
Inflation has gone up at least 5 times.
But if you look at the average annual inflation, it's 4% per year. So do the math, and the fees just aren't cutting the mustard. And when you look at a league, whether it's SML or anybody else, I'll use SML because I'm fairly familiar with SML. And you look at the cost of what's involved to rent this room, pay the league operator her salary, the vehicle, all the insurance, the paperwork, the administration, all of the things that go into just running it. and the amount of money that that takes, you're talking 100,000 or better before they've made a dollar. How are we ever going to get money out of pool unless we add it? We have to add it. And
Absolutely.
it has to be, at least in my opinion, a $40 league fee.
It has
That
to
is
change.
per individual is
Yeah.
the $20.
Vino says he commentates better than he breaks. I've answered the same question at least 20 times today.
Yeah.
I've also ignored it about 5 times, but how did we lose?
Yes.
A lot of it was the breaks.
Yeah.
Valley 8 ball is obviously very dependent on the break shot. So
Yeah.
if you're not making balls on the break and they're running out when they're supposed to run out, then
That's right.
you have very little control.
That's right. Yeah, and Royce said it right there. Your league fees are $100 per team per week. With a 5-man team is $20 a person.
And ours
And
were...
I'm sorry, but it's not going to cut the mustard. It's
No.
not. If we don't get that fee up to $40 per person per night, how do we ever expect that we're going to walk away with the big cheese at the end?
Well, the problem is, so we win this certain amount of money to go to Vegas with.
Yeah,
Does it cover 6 flights?
that's right. That's right. It barely
2 or
covers
3 hotel
driving
rooms.
there.
Right, so let's say you take 3 people per room, and now you only book 2 hotel rooms.
Yeah,
You're saving a little bit of money, but really you should be booking 3 hotel rooms.
absolutely.
So everybody gets a bet,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
But you should take 6 players.
Yeah.
Because you want to have a sub.
Yep.
So does the money that you win through league pay for your team entry,
Not at current.
your flight,
Never.
and your hotel? And it does not.
Not at
That's
current.
where we need to double.
That's right. And I
the
think
league
one of
fee.
the other misconceptions is when you compare an SML pool league to an in-house pool hall league, they're not even comparable. They're apples to oranges.
Yeah.
SML doesn't sell liquor and food and all the other things. They make their money based on fees. So you can't compare that to a pool hall that just wants the bodies in the room to buy the booze, buy the food. Of course they're going to have the ability to give back 100% of the league fee,
Exactly.
but you can't compare that to an SML. It just
No.
doesn't work.
And it's not the same. Those leagues
No,
don't
they're
all qualify
two
you for
completely
the big
different
tournaments
businesses.
either, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So, you know, and Dallas says, well, it's $2 in Lethbridge. You know what? Again, I don't think the plug has also, it's not kept up with inflation.
well, and that might be where it started at 50 cents and now it's $2. We're getting closer.
Yeah.
So the problem is the plug was 50 cents, but the league fees were still $20.
Yeah.
And now the plug is $2, but the league fees are still $20,
Yeah.
right?
Well, our plug here in Calgary is $1.50.
And that's
right?
where it,
and
it's
that just
and it
started
differs.
this year. We were at $1.25. Now
Yeah.
we're at $1.50, and for the extra 25 cents, people lost their minds. And
Yeah.
I'm going,
Well,
guys, we should
it's
be a
not.
minimum of $2.
if
at
you go,
minimum.
if you go with the way inflation went, the problem why people are losing their mind is because the league fee didn't increase.
I agree.
And
I
now
agree.
the problem is so far past
Yeah.
that if we, let's say next year, told everyone that instead of $20 a night, it's $40 a night,
Yeah.
they'll lose their mind just as equally. right?
Of course. And Gary says the trouble with the higher fees is that the lesser players don't want to play. I actually disagree with that. It's the lower end players that are willing to spend the money. It's the higher end players that figure they've put in the time, they've put in all their $20 fees for 15 years, and why should they pay anymore? And it's the completely wrong way of thinking about it.
Minimum wage has gone up how much since 1996 to
Exactly.
2000, which Randy is talking about playing awesome pool in Calgary.
Yeah.
But even from 96 to now, minimum wage has gone up 3 times.
Yeah.
It was
I agree.
$5.
Yeah.
And now it's $15.
Yeah.
So if you just go on minimum wage alone, league fees should have went up 3 times.
Wholeheartedly agree. And Joey, like I said when I started on this tangent, of course I realize everybody's in a different position. I'm only giving you my opinion, which is valued and worth what everybody's paid for it. Nothing.
Exactly. But a lot of why we talk about this stuff is to try to keep you guys involved, get your opinions,
Yeah.
and this is the way we grow the game is by
100%.
seeing what the players like, what the players want to do. And
That's right.
And
Well,
then
and
we adjust accordingly.
I'm willing to talk about the issues where I don't think a lot of people are.
Right.
right? I'm more than willing. And again, I'm not saying that I'm on point 100%. I'm saying this is simply my opinion. That's all it is. Take it for what you bought it for. Right? Everybody's listening for nothing. That's what my opinion is worth, is nothing. It's just my opinion.
And one of the greatest things that we do with Q Sports Live is that there's 3 of us.
Yes.
So obviously we all had
Well,
3 different upbringings, different perspectives
and we
on
always
life,
got difference of opinion.
different opinion.
But the good thing about that is, for example, if you and I have a problem, the only way to work that problem out is to come up with a plausible solution to the problem.
Exactly.
And that's where I base my life on. I don't focus on the problems. I want the solution.
And that's why we talk about the problems
Of
a
course,
lot in
of
order to
course.
try to get the viewer's opinion
Yeah.
on how to grow the game
Yeah.
and how to improve upon
100%
the things
agree.
that we're doing,
You
right?
bet.
And that involves the live stream, the game itself, the rules, the players, everything, the rankings, you name it.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about
I
all
look
of
at it
it.
holistically, right? Gary, I actually sent those to your Facebook Messenger, so you'll have to go and accept that.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it too, Royce, is $20 a player, 25 game format, it's $4 a game. It's a little expensive. That shouldn't be the way you look at it.
No.
You should look at it as it
And-
costs you $20 to play a league match. Is so cheap.
Let's take
right?
it from this perspective. If I'm a guy that just wants to go out and hit, play a bunch of pool or play a few games at the bar, and I go there, I plug the table, I play my games, but I'm ordering $6 and $7 beer, and I have a $100 bar tab. Right?
That's exactly it.
How about I just spend $50 on beer and I put the other $50 into pool?
Exactly. Exactly. And that's 90% of the mindset in trying to grow the game is
Absolutely.
how much do we spend?
That's right.
And
let's-
what's our
let's
return
just-
on our investment?
Yeah,
right?
let's just revise where it is that we're spending the money, right? And I'm not suggesting don't go to the pool hall, don't support the pool halls. We need the pool halls. Pool halls are important. I'm just saying
So
look
important.
at what people spend and what you're spending it on, and let's revisit that, and let's see if we can get fees increased.
Right.
And it's to everybody's benefit. This is the part of it. It is to everybody's benefit. It's not just to the high-end players' benefit. It's to everybody's benefit. When you look at a league like Southern Music, B3, B2, B1, A3, A2, A1, Masters, and Elite. Raise all those fees. Who benefits? Of course the players do. There's more money in the pot.
116, 111.
Right? So again, guys, it's simply my opinion.
Well, and so
You guys got. Oh, you do have. Okay, never mind.
so Dean
Thanks, Steffi.
brings up a really good point. His one round of golf costs more than his league fees for the entire season
Absolutely.
because golf has increased with
You bet.
inflation of the dollar, and
We haven't.
the problem is league
And then
fees
people
never
wonder
have.
why pool is quote
Right.
unquote dying.
Well, the fees need to be raised, and tournaments
agree.
like the U.S. Open 9 ball, they have a reasonable idea. It's $1,000 entry.
That's it. That's it. But if you were to run the qualifiers within a league, right? And there's a
Absolutely.
hint, double nudge, you
All
know.
the qualifiers, SML
Right.
qualifiers.
Okay, now I'll let the cat out of the bag a little bit here. I've talked to Steph about maybe doing something like that, where for the higher end players, you're going to go instead of to Vegas. Now you're going to go to Derby. You're going to go to one of the higher events. The only way to do it is to put the money in the game. If we're not willing to do that, game will die. It won't grow.
I 100% agree.
You got it.
Yeah, and the more the payouts go up, the happier the players are.
Yeah,
Of
that's
course.
it.
If they have
Right.
to spend double their league fee, they'll be twice as happy at the end of the year
Of course.
because they have way more money to go to Vegas with.
Yeah.
I've always said
Well, and it's
league
not
is
just
kind
about
of
the,
like a
it's not
savings
just about the
plan.
one or two that get to win the trip. All the money gets passed down the line, right? Where you look at Southern Music, you get paid for fourth and fifth and sixth and eighth. You get paid that, but it's just more money. That's it.
Well, and there's advantages to playing in the higher divisions as well. Like Elite this year
Mm-hmm.
paid out money for league finish.
Yeah.
So you got 1,000 for first in the league, and you got 500 for most team stats, and you got 300 and 200 for first and second most individual stats.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
there's $2,000 your team can win.
Yeah, and I love
In the
the
regular
idea
season,
of paying
right?
for stats,
Of course.
right? That makes everybody hungry through the entire year.
Gives me something to play for every
bet.
single night I show up.
Absolutely.
Without
100%
that,
agree.
I just show up and bang balls
That's it.
because
yeah.
I know it doesn't matter until playoffs.
That's right. Agree. Paul, I wish we had sponsors up here like APA, but unfortunately we don't. Yeah, separate Vegas qualifiers. Listen, there are so many ways that we could come together as a pool community and really change the game. And I can tell you, it's not just me that thinks this way. It is myself, it is Ryan, it is Ben. We all think this way. We really, honestly want this game to grow. I love this game. I'm not a Ben Francis on the table. I'm not a Stephen Halem on the table. My passion for the game, though, will rival anybody. And I want the sport to grow. I want it to get the credit that it's due. And the only way to do that is to come together as a community, figure out what's wrong with it, and fix it.
Steven says higher fees only benefit the winners.
Not true. Not in a league format.
Not in this
with-
league
not
because
with
they
SML.
pay out 100%. So every team makes money. So the last place team gets something.
That's right.
There's no first, second, third get all of the winnings.
Yeah.
So the higher fees will benefit everyone. Everyone will make more money than what they started with.
That's right.
Do our teams have sponsors in the States?
No.
APA,
That one I answered already.
yeah, that's not.
That's not here. We don't get that here.
There have been offers for our team
There have been.
that
Absolutely.
I won't say too much about,
Yep.
but none of them have been reasonable, is as much as I'll say about it.
Yeah.
So it would take a lot in order to sponsor a team like the team that we have right now. It would have to be a really good offer is what
Yeah.
I'll say.
Yeah. Raising everyone's fees, get the better teams to Vegas. Well, that's part of it for sure. As a league operator, if I'm running a league and I want to send teams to represent my league to Vegas, well, of course I want the better teams. But when you think about VNEA Vegas, BCA, APA, so on and so forth, you always have separate divisions. So it's not just about making more money so that Ben's team can go to Vegas. Let's get away from that. I remember the days. Sorry, the music just went really quiet.
It did go quiet.
Now I have to be really quiet.
Hold that thought.
Yeah. Oh, he just missed that breakout.
Uncle Ben with another out, meanwhile, yeah. But you're onto something there.
Definitely. It's not just about sending the higher teams to Vegas. There's always going to be the separate divisions. Now, when you look at it, and I know that kind of Ben feels the same way, and the same methodology applies when you think about the handicap. I'm not a fan of the handicap. I'm not, because I've put in 16 years of playing pool. Ben, how long you been playing pool for? How many years?
13, 14.
13 or 14 years. So now with the handicap system, you want me to give a guy that has put in 2 years an equal opportunity to beat me?
This is the argument.
That's right. We've had this conversation.
And I want to keep bringing it up as long as I live, right?
Absolutely. So the same methodology applies, where you look at players that have been in the league for 13, 14, 15, 16 years. They've put in their time, and they do deserve to go to Vegas, where the new guys coming into the league support that. Now, when they put in their time, the new guys into the league will then support them in their efforts. That's how a league has grown. That's how you get away from the handicap system. When I came up through pool, there was never a handicap. I never went to 68th Street pub where all the heavy hitters were, walked in as a new guy and said, hey guys, can I have a spot?
Want a games, yeah.
Right?
Want a game spot. Never.
That would never happen.
Never. And you
Right?
wouldn't be the player you are now.
Of course not.
If you had got
of
that
course.
spot.
In order to get better at this game, you kind of got to get your butt whooped,
Absolutely.
right? And
And
by the
even
best.
I said it today a handful of times. And you can have the best team ever.
Yeah,
And you can win everything, but you can't win everything.
that's right.
And you will lose. Like,
Of course. And,
and if
did
you
we
think
not
you-
see that today in your team?
and if you think
There's
you
a prime
can't
example.
lose, then you're out of your mind.
Of course.
Because the game is so volatile.
Yeah.
But if you work hard and you put in the time and you pay your dues, then you'll win more than you lose.
Absolutely. And if you keep putting yourself in a position where you learn, and that's not by playing caliber or players of your caliber or
Exactly.
lower, it's by playing higher calibers. This is why we had the discussion earlier in one of the other streams, why my argument is to bring the pros back into league. Because if you bring a pro into SML, I don't care what the fee is, I'm going to pay to play. Those are the guys I want to learn from.
Exactly. And I think it's being showcased a little more now than it was before. So people are starting to notice that these better teams are the ones that are putting in the time and gelling well as a team and
So
and committing to the game.
that's right. And that's will answer Steve Wilton's question about somebody who's played for 16 years as well as I, but plays terrible. If you've put in 16 years, then you haven't put the effort into the 16 years. If you're just out banging balls for 16 years, I'm sorry. You haven't put in the effort if you can't move up the ranks. Because not everybody gets a participation ribbon. I'm sorry. I wasn't born that way. I wasn't raised that way, and I won't act that way. Not everybody gets a participation ribbon. It doesn't happen.
A lot of the problem, Steve, is people think that because they've played 16 years, that they've put in the time. But that's not necessarily all true. If you're referring to yourself, Steve, you don't play terrible at all. You play awesome.
Yeah,
If you have put in 16 years, that's why you play as good as you do now.
that's right.
The difference is the amount of time on the table in those 16 years.
That's right.
I can understand
effort.
someone like Steve Wilton has put in a lot of time on the
A ton
table.
of time. Ton
But
of time, ton of heart. He's
compared
played
to
high
maybe
caliber.
Steven's 10 or 12 years of table time.
Yes.
So maybe 10 years as opposed to 16 years. But how many hours did Steven spend in those 10 years on
Okay.
the table?
I'll answer Steve's question right now. I've been playing this game since I was 18. I'm 44. I've put in 26 years into this game. And it wasn't up until Barry Huey. I had naturally progressed up through the levels. I got to, a lower master player. And it wasn't until Barry Huey came and said, hey, do you want to come and play in the elite division? And that man changed my game.
Of course, yeah.
He made me hungry. He made me want
That's
to
what
learn.
makes you hungry, yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
And he
yeah.
made me want to put in the effort to get better. It's not about the time. You can put 40 years in, and if you're doing it wrong for 40 years and haven't improved, you're not putting in the effort to get better.
I 100% agree with that. Somebody brought up Peter's Pizza, which is before my time, but definitely during your time. Rob Purnell wants to know if anyone remembers late night at Peter's Pizza.
I
I've heard
remember
lots of
Peter's Drive-In, but
I've
not
heard lots
Peter's
of
Pizza.
Peter's Pizza stories too.
Lots of players that have played for years, but don't really.
And Gary nailed it
Exactly.
there. Gary
100% Gary.
100% nailed it. Yeah.
There you go, right? I mean, you have to want it. And if you're just one of the guys that want to go out, have a good time, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But if you're one of those guys that just wants to go out, have a good time, bang a few balls, then do you expect that you're ever going to get a trip to Vegas? Right? Your desire's not the same as perhaps Ben, myself, Steve Wilton, Mark,
right? If you truly want the trip to Vegas and want to go prove yourself, you kind of have to put the effort in to get better.
Well, and so I'm gonna.
And once you put that in, and you've put that in over time, then I fully expect, and I think you deserve, to have those players that are just coming into the league fully support you in that endeavor.
So something that gets brought up a ton, and I don't really like to bring up too much, but people say that we play good because we don't have a full-time job.
No, wrong.
And it's 100% wrong. It's even when I had a full-time job, I put a lot of hours into playing. I was very committed. So when I left work, I would go to the pool hall, spend 6 hours there, get no sleep,
Yep.
and drain my body. Of course, not always worth it.
Yep.
But there
Well,
was amount of time put in before we got to the level that we're at now.
I can tell you this. I'll use myself as a pretty prime example. I've worked hard my entire life, and it's been not easy. I am a roofer by trade. I roofed for a long, long, long time. But I never allowed that as an excuse as to why I couldn't go to the pool hall, why I couldn't improve my game. I always tried to put my time in.
Well, and that's the key, is finding time.
You
You
got
can make all the
time.
excuses in the
That's
world,
it.
but if you really want it, and if you're in the game seriously, which is what you brought up, if you want to just come bang balls, that's fine.
There's nothing wrong with
This
that.
is one of the best games socially,
Yep.
where you can just have fun with your friends, have some laughs, have some drinks, just have a good time for a couple hours once a
Absolutely.
week. One of the best games in the world.
Yep.
But if you're serious about playing, you need to find time.
Yeah.
If you want to get better, you will find time,
You'll make the time,
of course.
no matter what.
We all have.
And
Anyone
once you've put that time in, you've decided, okay, I'm just the guy that's banging balls, but now I want to get better. And you've put in the time, you've put in the effort, you've made the commitment to do it. At that moment, and this is where I think it switches. Once you've decided that, and now you're winning trips to Vegas, I absolutely commend you, and I fully expect that the people that come into the league that are just starting are the ones that support that dream, that effort.
Absolutely. Yeah, this break by Joe Neuendijk, not too bad on the left there.
He might want to pick up his shoes, though.
Yeah, he may have jumped out of them.
I absolutely remember Challenger Pool League.
Barb's just nonstop bringing up these awesome truths, which is respect and skill isn't given, it is earned.
You got it.
That is so true, Barb. You have to put in the time, really. The key to this game is remembering what's happened when you shot that ball 10,000 other times.
Yeah. And you know what, Larry? I'm going to answer that this way. I don't mind a stacked team. I don't mind playing against a stacked team. It's the same reason why I say bring pros back to league. In order for me to get better as a player, that's the caliber I want to play against. And the eventuality is, if I put in my time, put in my dollars, and they keep beating me and beating me and beating me and beating me, eventually I'm going to learn to beat them back.
Honestly, Larry, it's so far from the truth. We played all year being the world champions, being possibly the best team in North America as far as amateur team. We come to year-end playoffs. We get a bye first round. We go 2 and out. We get crushed twice.
Yep.
These teams got so hungry over the course of the year.
Yep.
They brought everything they had. They played incredible against us.
Absolutely.
And it was so much fun to watch that they got so good over the year.
Okay, I'm going to blow up your head a little bit. Okay? Your team that you're on right now is probably
ridiculous.
The best team in all of Canada, if not North America. I got to go ref a shot. I'll be right back.
Regulators mount up. Very good, Steve. Awesome, Plowman. Appreciate that. So I'll say that we're definitely not killing the sport by stacking teams. We've only made like 5 or 6 teams way better than they were before. I know I've become a much better player by getting my butt handed to me for years playing against those guys, getting second place in every event. They made me work so hard to become a better player. It's really bettered my game a lot. So really, stacking a team is not making anyone worse. It's only making players better. It makes them strive for more.
So I'm going to get back to my original thought.
You were going to blow up my head somehow.
I was, yeah. So your team, arguably the best team in all of Canada, if not North America. Yet, you've played against the same players in SML all year. And you guys just proved this time that, in fact, you are human and you can be beaten. You're the heavily favored team going in, as well as the machine. Those were my 2 picks to be in the final. But the heart that was shown by the teams that beat you, you cannot take it away from them.
I think
they've played you all year. They knew what to expect, and they came and they brought it this year. And congratulations to them.
And I know a handful of them, like Joanne, very accomplished player. Maybe took my comment about them getting better all year as not a compliment, but it was meant to be. Obviously, you guys gelled very well as a team all year, and you're 100% a champion, but the whole team gelled really well today. It was a lot of fun to watch. I was cheering for you guys all day.
It was awesome.
So much fun to watch. Like, I'm a big fan of pool.
Yeah.
And I remember
We've
watching
said this on the live stream so many times. We don't care who wins. We just want to see good pool.
Just want to see good pool.
And the teams that beat you today, that's what they did. They brought better pool than what you guys played.
And I remember
they took advantage when they needed to.
I remember watching Joanne play the Masters at BCA the year before Fargo Rating came in.
Mm-hmm.
So she played the Masters singles, Bev played the Advanced, and Tony played the Open.
Mm-hmm.
They won all 3, then they won the 9-ball teams and the 8-ball teams. Wow. And I was a huge fan of pool already.
Yeah.
But to be there and watch them do that was
amazing.
awesome. So I was obviously a huge fan of all of them right away.
Yeah.
But obviously losing hurt.
Yeah.
But I was super happy for them. That was a lot of fun to watch. Practice until your idols become your rivals. I've always loved that one.
Absolutely.
And Bevy is the real MVP. Nobody forget it. She's the real Alberta Cup MVP.
You know it.
Jordan just made one of the best outs of the day. One of the best outs of the day.
He made a sick out against me earlier, and that was just a sick.
Wow.
Vino can't stand it. He's sitting beside me. Can't stand it.
He made the same out against me earlier today. Same one.
So it's these types of thoughts and the thought process that are behind the guys at Q Sports Live. This is who we are. I don't mind talking about the tough stuff. I'll get in. I'll get my hands dirty, and I'll go into conversations that most people won't, because I'm not worried about it. It is simply my opinion. No matter what we talk about, no matter where the conversation goes, it is simply my opinion, which is worth absolutely nothing. It's only my opinion. But it's this type of conversation that you're going to get on CSL. It's this type of dedication that you're going to get on CSL. And it's this type of mindset that you'll get on CSL. And Larry, I agree, buddy. I know you've commented that a few times, that you do have to have the younger players, and believe me, we are big supporters of the juniors. If you were watching us in Niagara Falls, you'll know all about it.
Well,
I did a pie in the face challenge against the Canadian ladies champ to raise money for the juniors.
Game count, I'll try to find out right away, Steve. But yeah, Larry, there are actually quite a few younger players coming up now, so it's not. My generation of younger players were few and far between, but I feel like there's more now than there were 10 or 12 years ago when I played. Sabrina says 3 or 4 left. I feel like it's probably around 5 left. It's 4 games left, including these 2. So dead weight needs to win one of these 2 games to really force a hill game at some point.
Yeah, Gary, you know
Holy.
it, man.
You
Playing
are so
Brady
blessed.
Cohen, no doubt.
You have no idea how spoiled you were, Gary.
Yeah.
I've played Brady a handful of times and had a handful of conversations with him. One of my favorite players.
Yeah.
And we won't forget about you old guys there, Mr. Plowman. So
This has been a really enjoyable stream.
It's been really fun reminiscing about some of the stories. And always been one of my favorite things about these tournaments is hearing some of the stories about before I played.
Yeah. Do the elite players only play elite all year? Yes. Masters versus masters, etc. Yes. So when it came time to singles in this event, it was masters elite mixed together. In the team events, masters play masters, elites play elites.
Although it should be noted that there were a handful of elite players that played in the Masters.
Yes, of course.
I'm not sure. Jay Hampton, I believe, was on one of the teams. Derek Moore was on the second place team in the Masters. He played with TBA Wade's team.
That's right.
So there's a handful of players that played in both. Mike Dunn knows all about Brady's game. Helped him a ton along the way. Barb's awesome, says Tracy. I'd totally agree.
You know, Gary, I will say this. I learned really young, never underestimate the old timers. They are a wealth of knowledge.
It's a tight one. Oh.
It
Got a
is gonna get down to the wire.
A 3-point match with three games to go.
There are some masters down in A1.
There may have been a handful,
all
yeah.
those, that's all going to get corrected out this year.
Last year of that.
Yes.
So Colin's got a big shot here. He needs to shoot the 7 and go 2 rails. I believe he has to nudge the 2. I don't want to try to play shape on the 2 here.
No, you got to, well, he's got the 6 ball there too.
I think he's got to go into the 2. I think the 6 will pass on the top left.
Can he
But
play
this is the big shot here. I don't try to play shape here. I think I try to go 2 rails into it because you're going to bump it towards the side. I really don't like trying to float behind it and get on shape.
He's tough no matter what here. Is there an argument for drawing out on this 7 ball 2 rail, banking the 2 ball so you can draw for the 6?
That could work. Oh, he's trying to float it. Oh, he's done really well to get where he is now.
Only perfect on it.
And I thought that it's such a risky shot. If you overhit it by a hair, you're in big trouble.
You're in Hurtville.
But it does go in that right side, and the 6 does go in the top left just by that stripe.
Indeed. So you know what? Before they take these final shots, guys, I'm going to run this one last time. This is last chance to get in it to win it.
Last call.
If you do want in, guys, this is it. Last call, $20 to get in it. Your choice, Jacoby Black T3 or $620 Canadian. If you want in it to win it, now is the time. This is last call.
We'll do the draw as soon as this match is done.
Absolutely.
Somebody's going to win. Might as well be you. So let's see what Colin does here. He's got to make sure he clears the 12 on one side or the other so he's not jacked up over it.
But what are you doing with the 6? Does it pass?
It does pass. It does pass. But it is tight, but it does pass. And what he did there was he stunned the cue ball so that he wasn't jacked up over the 12.
Absolutely.
Which is something a lot of players miss. They're just playing shape. They don't realize cueing over a ball is very detrimental to
Really?
accuracy.
Very much so.
So you really have to watch where your cue ball is and how you're going to bridge the next shot.
Absolutely.
It's something I teach a lot,
Mm-hmm.
is staying away from balls and rails.
You bet. If you do want In It to Win It, Roman, if you're in Canada, qsportslive@gmail.com. If you're outside of Canada, GoFundMe/qsportslive. Sorry for the camera shaking. It was actually Colin.
It's a big win. They're excited. Can't blame them. 10-1.
Crazy. What a good match. I do have it here. I will get that sent back to you right away. Excuse me.
Awesome, Kenneth. Thanks for tuning in all night. Appreciate
Indeed.
that.
Appreciate the conversation.
So I believe these are the last 2 games. Mike
They are.
Robinson does need to get out on that left table. Absolute must get out down 6 points here. If he misses, this match is over. Deadweight only needs 5 balls to win this match. This is the shot. Did he get far enough? I think he did. I think he's got far enough. He can cut this ball on the bottom right. And he can shape the ball on the top right hand side of the rail. This requires a really good stroke, this shot.
And Roman, that ticket is now in your Facebook Messenger.
If there was a shot that could decide this match, it's the shot that Mike Robinson's shooting right now.
He's got to shoot the 12
Oh,
here, right?
but Derek broke try, which makes it even bigger. Mike really has to get out here.
Yeah, just to hold.
If Mike
For the
gets out
chance.
here, they could be up.
By 4.
Yeah, they're down by 6. They win 10-1. They're up by 3. It's a very, very big shot here. This
No
is
doubt. Hey,
this
thank you,
is-
Larry. Appreciate it.
this is your entire league season on
Right
this
here.
shot right here. See how Mikey holds his nerves. Ah, such a good shot.
Wow.
Under the circumstances, really, really good shot.
Does the 14 go by the 8 to the side that he's looking at?
It for sure goes to the side, and it goes to the bottom right, but he's going to play shape on the side.
Yeah.
The speed on the shot has to be really well controlled. You don't want to underhit it.
Yeah.
This is the shot that you have to clobber and overhit it.
Yeah.
Make sure you overhit it.
Yeah.
Just do not underhit it. It's a really big shot, and with Jackson shooting on the right-hand table, this is a massive shot.
So Mike is on regulators.
It's not
Look
not
at the
getting
float.
there. Is it
Look at
getting
the
there?
float.
Oh,
Look at
he's
the
got
float.
absolutely perfect. How good did he hit that shot,
Wow.
folks? How good did he hit that? He's going to go over and see if the 8 passes in the corner so he doesn't have to stun the cue ball. If he can just roll this, he'd be happy rolling it.
I think I'm just going to hit the stun shot.
So Steve says 6 for Jackson to tie and 7 to win if Mike gets out here. That is
Perfect.
so good. That's
What
such
an
a
out.
good out. Under the circumstances, really, really good out.
Huge. How clutch is that?
That's very, very clutch out.
Wow.
That's a 10-0 for regulators.
Up by 4.
So indeed, Steve nailed it. 6 to tie, 7 to win for Jackson. He needs to run all these stripes here. If he runs all the stripes, they win the league. If he runs 6, they tie.
That is one of the best comments I've seen on our stream, Ryan. Love it.
TSN wants back in the pool game. Now that CSL's killing it.
I love it.
Deadly. Deadly. Oh, such a sick out by Mike Robinson. I can't believe he got out there. Let's see what Jackson's doing here. He's got a nice look.
Yeah.
He's got a really nice look.
Everything has a home.
If he can shoot the 9 and maybe spin around for the 14 in the same pocket if it passes the 7. Sorry, the 15 in the same pocket if it passes the 7. If the 15 doesn't pass the 7 in the same pocket as the 9, this is the key shot.
What are you playing to here?
Well, he needs to play the 15 in the same pocket as the 9, or
With
he needs
that
to
angle
pick
on
the
9,
window.
With that angle on the 9, can you shoot this and draw over for the 15 to the right side, hit stick 10 left
So
side?
risky if you don't hit it good, right?
It is.
If you get a little funny,
But how
but
else
that
do you
might
get
be
there?
the shot. He's looking at playing the window between the 3-10. Maybe he can run into the 10.
Yeah. Blaine, so Jackson also plays on the regulators.
This is regulator shooting right now. This is not dead weight
No,
shooting.
This is not dead weight. This is
This
regulators.
is regulator shooting right
Jackson
now.
needs 7 balls to win it. 6
to tie. And that's why
This
he's
is why I make this argument for taking this 9 ball with that. It's a nice little draw over. 7 into the right side pocket.
He's just thinking if he gets funny on the 15, that's a really tough shot, and he might miss the 15. I'd be trying to think, how do I make 2 more balls after the 9
Yeah.
to guarantee the tie?
But if I slide over, right, and it's a simple little draw over shot, 15 to the right side, a hit and a stick, 10 to the left side.
Yeah, that's all you got to do is draw it back over 10.
That's it.
I don't blame him for taking a look because it is much easier from our angle.
Oh, listen, I never miss from over here.
I can
I'm Stephen Halem back
I can
here.
feel the pressure that Jackson must be feeling right now, and these are risky couple shots. This is the key shot.
Yeah.
For sure, this might be where you want to be ambidextrous or just left-handed.
I could actually give him a bridge that would work in this scenario, but
He's going to eye up this 15. Like, I originally thought maybe he can see enough to cut the 15 in. No, they don't go to wins, James. They go to another round. A repeat of the 5th round. How exciting would that be?
Yeah. And then to have the double dip happen after that.
I'm not going to lie. I'm voting for regulators. As much as I want to go home early,
Did he underhit it?
he did. He did. He well underhit
He
it.
still got
He has the 14. He has the 14. If he can pot the 14 and get any kind of shape,
Yeah.
the match could be over. He just needs to make the 14 and 1 more ball. Can he see any of the 15 right now?
I don't know if the 15 goes by the 7, top left.
No, he's looking at the 14 and go between the 4-5 with the cue ball. He's got a tough shot here. He has to shoot the 14. Now he's going in, looking where the cue ball is going to go. He's got to crash into balls. This is a hit and hope for the title.
Oh, yeah, wow.
There's a lot of
I
pressure.
don't envy his position right here.
So much pressure on this shot. It would be a double dip, but if the score ties land, that's what we're talking about. If he only gets 6 balls here. No, he's getting the worst of it. And he's got 1 ball short of the tie.
The 12 off the 3. 12 off the 3 in the corner.
Well, the 10-4-15 might be wired too. But it might be the 10 off
But
the 3.
how do you get there?
The problem,
Look at it from here.
you can cut the triple combo, but you can play the grand
I
shot.
I like my shot better.
You just need to make 1 ball to force the tie.
That's it.
Right now, I'm putting all my effort into this 1 ball.
Absolutely.
I'm not trying to play shape here. I'm just going to figure it out after, right?
Yeah.
But you got to force the tie first. You can't lose this game with 5
No,
points.
no,
You
no.
can't.
No.
You'll never forgive yourself,
No,
right?
of course.
Yeah, if
it's
regular wins,
10
it's a
off the
double
3 in
dip.
the corner.
No, not up.
Look at it from the table view. I think the 10 off the 3 goes.
10 off the 3 goes all day.
Or he's going to back cut the 10 in. That's way risky.
Oh, see? See? I think the 10 off the 3 was the shot.
So
Look at it from here.
If Derek can hold his nerves here, this tournament is over. He's got ball in hand with the back door out. The problem is the 10 is plugging the top right. The 3-7 is in a weird spot here.
That's where I'm starting.
And the 4. The
Three goes to
Baldy's
the left side.
has to be the 3 to left side.
You bet.
And then you have to get straight on the 7 to play the 4 to the right side.
Well, at worst, if you get off angle, you take the 4 next.
Right, or you clear the 7 out of the way, the top left pocket. Yeah, full screen.
Yeah, full screen for sure. We're so invested in that game. Wow.
Oh, we had them flip-flopped and zoomed weird. Let me work on this.
Let's push it up. There you go.
Oh, that's kind of a funny shot. No, but the 3 leads him to the 4. He's out here for sure. He's out. No, Gary, they changed that rule. They changed that rule, Gary. You can't jump the ball off the table anymore. Otherwise, he might have played that shot. They changed it for just that reason. Respot, like Steve says. People used to do that all the time. Back in Randy Gallant's day,
Yep.
also known as Mike Lewis. They used to jump those balls off. You just jack up and pound into it, right? The good old days. That was a bad rule. They had to change
And
that.
that's because in VNEA you're playing for points, and you are not allowed to have free points.
Yeah.
And it was for exactly
That was a
reason.
free point. People used to do it all the time. Yeah, no problem, Mike. We got you
We
guys.
on you. We got it.
We're a little off center with no scoreboard, but you guys know what's going on.
Yeah.
And we'll switch back to like a full screen view where you can see these guys celebrate a little when this is over, which I
Derek
think
Moore
is
looking comfortable.
3 balls away from over.
Looking comfortable.
And what a great match. They're going to win the final by 1 point.
1 ball.
Can you imagine? The final of the league season comes down to 1 ball. 8 ball on the side for the win.
For all the marbles. Wow.
What a match.
What a match. What a match. What a stream. What a conversation.
Incredible.
What a way to reminisce.
Incredible.
Unbelievable. We got a draw to do.
We got a draw.
I'm going to have...
My 1 ball.
I'm going to have Derek Moore. I'm going to have Derek Moore pull the ticket.
Derek Moore, the MVP.
I'll switch you guys over to the full screen here. And we'll have Derek Moore, the player that made the final winning ball of the league season, draw a winner here.
James Hornby is the winner.
James Hornby, your winner, folks, of the winner's choice. Congratulations, James. Now he's got the choice to make. And now he's going to get to test hit the Jacoby. And he's going to test hit the Thumper and make the decision on which one of those he would like. Thank you all so much for tuning in this weekend. We've had a fantastic weekend at the Southern Music League pool playoffs at the Weston Calgary Airport location in Alberta, Canada. Thank you all so much for tuning in. on behalf of myself, Ben Francis, and the rest of the CSL team, including Mr. Grant Zemp, who is back on the mic now.
What a weekend.
Thank you
What
all
a
so much for
stream.
tuning in. It's
No
been a
doubt.
blast.
It's been awesome. It's been a blast. It's been a lot of hours. I'm so happy that we did it. For everybody that tuned in for this stream in particular, thank you. It was so awesome walking down memory lane, reminiscing about the past. One of my favorite streams.
Yeah, I just wish me and Benny didn't have colds.
Yeah.
And thanks
So-
so much to everyone that hung with us through the entire 4 days of this stream.
Well, and you know what, Ben? You got to give credit to yourself too. You manned the mic there for a full day,
A rough
all by
day.
yourself, while you were sick. And kudos to you, sir.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Stephanie doing a bang-up job running this tournament.
Amazing. She did a great job.
Just did a great job setting up this room. Yourself for being the head referee.
Thank you.
Big thanks go out to you. The
Thank you.
Westin, obviously, for hosting this
Westin
event.
Hotel for sure. SML. So our next official live stream will be happening April 24th to the 28th. It is for the CCS Western Canadians, played here in Calgary. We may go live on one of the weekends prior to that with a Q&A session. So that is our schedule. Guys, thank you so much again for hanging out with us all weekend here. Really appreciate it. We will see you either on one of the weekends prior to the 24th, or we'll catch you for the CCS playoffs, guys. Thank you very much. Have a great night, everybody.
We'll run a quick commercial and shut it down. See you guys in a week or so. Good night, everyone.
Play somebody a money match. Ben and I don't want to stop watching.
Randy, we'll work on that. Maybe next weekend.
We're on it.